50 degrees this morning. And won't show it over there very well. Light's hitting the ridge over there. And the trees straight across. Really heavy dew again too, like normal. Like you can see the dew on the green in that piece. Of course, there was ground fog a little bit ago. The mighty Scamazon 1157 LED bulbs came last night, so I put the two in I can put in this side and the other side. Until I confirm we got power up above, I'm not putting them up there, but that's what those two are for. And these came last night. A little different style pin than we've been using. Damn prices of things nowadays. These are more than what the others were when we bought them. Hey, look at that. Made in USA. Nobody knows where that is. These ends here. Pins into a round hole. I mean, I guess there's an advantage if you break the sucker or tweak the hell out of it, you can still put a link pin or a clip in it. Totally different mechanism up top. Hey, you're supposed to click down. Been clicking down. There we go. I kind of like this setup better because if something happens to it, I can actually fix it one way or another. I mean, if that gets bent, I can take it off and straighten it. We've got one of the other style pins on, I think it's on the manure spreader. The way they work, there's a little trigger here and a little trigger on top. And this is only like that thick. And one of those little, they're pot metal or aluminum triggers, and one of them, the catch broke on it. Well, if one don't catch, the other don't catch. So it free swings. It doesn't lock. I mean, it's not an issue yet. The only issue I see with this is alignment, as you can tell. Where the others, there's a notch on each side, and it comes over like this. The pin just looks like it could be an issue, but that's what's going to go on the rake. Actually welded construction, not all cast. Hopefully the pin's actually solid. Oh, that must have been done in where they built all them feeders and stuff and don't get anything lined up right, because that's not centered very well in the pin. That's not far off. It's off a little bit. It's to the left. Not too bad, but a little. Just enough I can see it. So we'll maybe get the rakes hooked up today. I've been waiting for. We've ordered two of them just because. Oh, and they need to come with these cute little SMV emblems. Thought that was cute. I might hang one of those on the wall just because it's cute. I know the light's wrong, but somebody just running out here to see me. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. Looks like you scratched yourself by your eyeball, huh?
And Dad and my doggy died.
Little fingernails. She scratched me a couple days ago too. What's that say? Embrace your. What's that? Oh, no,
Embrace your inner unicorn. She's definitely a little unicorn. One of a kind.
Yeah,
Where you going? Where you gonna go with me?
I don't know where she's going, but she's going. Now she don't do a face plant in the gravel.
Or the dog poop.
She's staying away from the dog poop so far.
Does Mom get a hug so she can leave?
We're gonna start going downhill.
Yeah, Mom's got to get to work.
Hey, I love you.
Radio in the background. I tried to see if I could get the half link out of that one, and there's no way. That rod would only be about one thread into up above, and that don't work. So it's adjusted where it belongs. It's supposed to be 1 inch deflection with 40 pounds of pressure on that one. 1.97 inches on the knotter chain on the other side. All these pickup chains are supposed to be 1/2 inch deflection at 40 pounds. I mean, granted, I've loosened it a little bit, but not very much. And anybody don't know, they use carriage bolts for these. And I'd like to kick somebody's ass. You know, since they didn't take care of the loose chain, they just left it all the, well, actually, it was within 1/4 inch of being all the way down. And that carriage bolt's rusted in there. I got it broke loose. I've been fighting it for about a half an hour. It's kind of hard to get a hammer in there. But it's loose now. I don't know if it'll slide yet. I might actually have to push it out to bring it up and bring it back in. You can always get it tightened because you can always hit it from the top to tighten the chain. That one, on the other hand, that's right here. I hope it loosens, because you don't have a lot of room to get into work on it unless you take this whole thing off. I think that might be welded to that. I don't know. I hope not. No, it wouldn't be, because that's all solid. Well, maybe it is. That's bolted in up here. I don't know. Anyway, hopefully I don't have to get into down there. But see, I marked everything, because that way, whether you're working on the baler or you're just servicing it, it's right there. You know, oh, hey, this is only supposed to move this much with 40 pounds of pressure. Usually go through and mark where all the grease zerks are too. Have not done that yet because I don't know for sure where they're all at yet. That will probably get done today. And my white paint pen was really screwing up today. That one's done. I think we took 2 full lengths out of it. That's about right. Could tighten a little bit maybe. This one, look at that nice half length. And yes, it is. Yes, it is. Even spins freely. That's why. And the wear on the pin, focus. I mean, the chains are not new by any means. There's a little side play, but that's not bad. They're not climbing the sprockets. That sprocket's kind of sharp, but they're not bad. So just how this was actually, this being spread here, because that was setting in. I had a hard time knocking it back out because it was in, literally. Oh, where'd it go? It had the keeper for the master. One side was popped off. And that's before I touched it. So we're looking for, Ty's looking for a half link right now. That looks better. The flat on that fits, it doesn't rotate. The swedge is on the outside, not halfway through. They're parallel. These pieces aren't sprung out. Yeah, that's a 60, by the way. I thought it was a 60. 60 light, well, 60 standard, whatever. I'm surprised we had a 60 standard. We probably got a bunch of 60 heavies. Things we get ourselves into. We still need a place to put saddles in the basement. And I could build something like this, but for $250 off Facebook Marketplace, we drive about 12 miles and pick it up. But it's supposed to be 6 feet tall. It's a 6.5 foot bed. And this doesn't have the foot on it or the top piece. And got it in here and said, I'm going to have her go in and hook the front. So now
so lucky.
Now she's got to try to get out. Yeah, this is what we're doing after lunch anyway.
So lucky I'm short.
And on the baler, that frickin' spindle on the plunger bearing, it ran way too long.
I gotta figure out how to
it didn't just take the bearings out, it took the spindle out. So now we're attempting to also find one of those.
I'll go sell my ass and try to get down.
I try to help her down. But anyway, now we're going to take that home. Well, we made it back. Becky's still working on getting a part for the baler. And little turkey bucket there is warm and fussy. And just got her some cold milk. Figured I'd show her running around here in her natural habitat. She was trying to be a stripper a little bit ago, pulling her outfit off, you know. Yeah, you were.
See, Griffy, don't tell lies about
So it's only 94 degrees out there now. And we were supposed to maybe hit 90. Hey, you. Turn around.
Do you want to say, hey?
No. Omar's in there on the phone. Don't know if I showed her or not, but the spindle that the plunger bearing goes on is toast. As in, you know, maybe if we can get it out, maybe if I can get it out without destroying it, I might be able to rebuild it, but I'm not sure. And the way it's worn, I don't know what the dimensions are supposed to be, so it's kind of hard punting. So order a new one. What's another couple $100, right? And we can't get it through N&S Tractor, which we were hoping to do.
Blake.
She drops those on the floor for the dog.
Excuse you.
Blakely. No.
No.
So Terry tried, did his best, went every which way he could. The only place he can find that is through AGCO. No aftermarkets, of course. Which means we have to go through an AGCO dealer because they're not an AGCO dealer. They're Case IH. And that model came in after they were done building balers for Case IH. Bye, Ty. And Blakely. Ty's got to go house sit. Becky was going to take Blakely in to Brooke. And Ty noticed something. And yes, it does go clear through. So, and I ain't going to do it out here right now. I'll either come out tonight, take it off, or do it in the morning, throw it in a pickup, and take it to town. And we are going to go in the basement for a little bit because this 95 or 96 degree bullshit. It's warm. The cows have not been out at all. Well, that group was out
The other one's been in all
for a little bit, but the 2-year-olds are all crammed in there in the lockup. I've been there all day long. Magic of video. There's a grease zerk in the end of that cap. Oh wait, there's been a grease zerk in the end of that cap for about 20 years. It just wasn't on this baler. Same freaking caps, I just swapped them. We still gotta do something with that tire. It holds air for a little bit, but I don't know how long it actually holds air. And that tire, the sidewalls are about that thick. So it's not something you want to have to take on and off. We kind of discussed maybe trying some of the tire eject in that tube. And if it works, it works. If it don't, well, then we got a messy tire to clean up. So I guess that's the day. See a spindle for that other side sometime. Then I'm wondering what's going on because that cap looks good. I've been able to wiggle these. That cap obviously has been changed since there was paint thrown on things. You know, whether that was a year ago or 10 years ago or the things that an 08 model, so even longer ago, who knows. The fan feels good. But this cap, I should have left the light over here. And I'll show you what I was kind of dealing with on this other one. If I hang light, and I reach in my pocket, I pull out my special pointer. That is not supposed to be tapered. That is supposed to be flat with a square edge. That's the piece the seal goes up against. And It's a bigger diameter right here than it is here. And it chewed it clear back to there. See, the seal doesn't belong back there. That's the seal. It doesn't belong there. Oh, I gotta move the light. Sorry about that. Bear with me. You know, I'm just gonna be in one of those days. That is what it's supposed to look like. That seal is right at the back of the roller. But what I'm wondering about is the end of that cap. It looks like it's rubbing on the shaft, but when you look at the shaft, the shaft isn't that small, so I don't know what the heck. Unless that was looks like it's been bent. Maybe they straightened it and put it on a piece of pipe or something when they did. I mean, it doesn't look like it's got a hole anywhere. But something else I'll do is put that back in my holder. Pop the caps off and make sure there's grease in there. I was surprised. Both of these are packed full of grease. It's like they took them off and greased it right before we picked it up. So who knows? But anyway, that's our messed up Thursday. Monday. I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. I should call the guy that wants me to cut hay for him and see if he wants me to cut tomorrow, because without the spindle, I can't do that bearing. The only other things I can do, I still got to figure a pickup and get wiring to the tractor, make sure the lights still work, all that kind of stuff, and weld up some cracks. But we're going to be probably Tuesday or Wednesday before that spindle's here, and hopefully have everything done. Hopefully including the twine boxes full by then. That's my hope. And then hopefully everything works. I'm still suspicious of the tension cylinder on the right side, because that was a mess, but none of it was fresh. Makes a guy wonder. And I don't know if I showed it before, but right there's what the book says for that chain. I measured it. I mean, you're talking 1.97. You can't measure that with a yo-yo. But with a tape measure, it's just shy of 2 inches, or right at 2 inches. So that's close enough. These chains we didn't have to take any links out of. They just needed to get adjusted. I did, however, the one that goes down to there. There is a certain way you're supposed to put master links and half links together. You always want it, like if you got this style keeper on your master, you want the chain pulling it this way so that the open end is the other way. Cotter keys the same way. They're supposed to be pointing to where the chain is coming from. And half links. Half link goes on to the roller. Here we go. There's a roller. Half link goes on the roller. You don't want the chain moving that way. The chain's supposed to be going this way. That way that half link is always pulled down tight and pulling on it. Going the other way, they can spread, and that was the problem with the one that was on the other side we took off. It was spread. It was nasty. So anyway, hope you'll have a great Friday. Thank you for watching. If you see anything I'm missing on this, let me know. I mean, I realize I may know a lot more about this than I think I do, because it is very similar to the 4900. It's just not the same machine. There's subtle differences. And Becky said I had stuff coming today. So, things I've been waiting for.